Hello everyone, welcome to Anime and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. The Three-Eyed Tribe is one of the more mysterious races that has been introduced in the world of One Piece. And so far, we only know of one member, and that is, of course, Charlotte Pudding, a character who carries a great potential power, just hasn't been explored yet. And it's for that unexplored great power that Teach went to capture to hopefully fulfill his plans of finding the One Piece. But to understand why he captured her, we're going to talk about the mysterious race Pudding belongs to. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the Three-Eyed Tribe, what special techniques this race or tribe possesses, why Teach captured Pudding, and how she might be able to guide Teach to find the greatest treasure in the world. But before we dive into the video, if you're new to the channel or even if you've watched a bunch of our videos, we'd be absolutely honored if you'd leave us a like and even subscribe and maybe leave us a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really helps us out and motivates us to make more content. And if you'd like to help us out in a bigger way, consider sharing this video or another one of your favorites with a friend. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So friends, the Three-Eyed Tribe is a race composed of three-eyed humanoids. Now they seem to be, for all intent and purpose, equal to humans in terms of strength and speed, size. The only thing that differentiates them is an eye located in the middle of their forehead. Up until Whole Cake Island, the Three-Eyed Tribe had never been mentioned, and it's not even known if there are any pure Three-Eyed Tribe members left. All we know is that Big Mom had an affair with some man belonging to this tribe, allowing her to become pregnant and have Charlotte Pudding. So she is the only person that is known that has three-eyed lineage, being of course half human, or whatever Big Mom is, and half three-eyed, which made her unable to carry all the gifts of the tribe. So far, it's just the eye in her forehead. As the name suggests, members of the Three-Eyed Tribe have three eyes. Two of them are placed normally like any other humanoid in the world, and they pretty much look entirely human, except for the fact that they have a third eye in the middle of their forehead. Whether there are other physiological differences between three-eyed and normal humans is unknown so far, because no other character has ever been seen from this tribe or shown. The special ability of the Three-Eyed Tribe is the potential to achieve a true awakening with their third eye, which supposedly comes with the ability to hear the voice of all things, and thus giving Three Eyes the potential to decipher and read poneglyph writings. Currently, however, it's not known how this true awakening is achieved, nor even if the people who can awaken this technique acquire any different characteristics than those that haven't had their third eye awakened yet. According to Pudding herself, while hybrids like her possess a third eye, it might not be possible for half-breeds to achieve this awakening. So not everyone belonging to the tribe might even have the ability to awaken it in the first place. They might require something specific or some situation for this awakening to happen. But Teach could possibly know not only about the tribe, but he may also know how important Pudding is for his plans. Because as we know, Nico Robin is the only character who can currently read any poneglyphs. And of course, this is because she is the sole survivor of a childhood on Ohara, the one culture that had been trying to research and had decoded and learned how to read the poneglyphs. But after Ohara had been destroyed along with all of its inhabitants, Nico Robin is the only one who can read them, which means that any pirate who are in search of the One Piece would need her help to find the treasure. However, because she's a straw hat, Nico Robin would never help any other pirates to find this treasure, which means that if anybody else wanted to find it, they would have to try and take her by force. But this isn't something that would be too easy to do nowadays, especially with all of the growth that the crew had during Wano, and not even for Teach. So knowing this, Teach decided to choose a slightly easier, but just as complicated path, decided to kidnap Pudding. While Big Mom and some of her pirates were away in Wano, Teach took advantage of the calamity and aftermath of the Germa 66 invasion in Totoland, and he went to kidnap Pudding. And if Teach did that, he has to know that she belongs to a very powerful tribe and is able to read poneglyphs. But since Pudding doesn't have her third eye awakened, at least yet, this could mean that he's going to try and get her to awaken it somehow. And if he's able to do so, Pudding will then be the second person who can read poneglyphs because of Teach. This potential scenario would make things a little bit more complicated for the Straw Hats, because they still have to find the last road poneglyph before Teach. But again, Pudding could either refuse to help Teach, or her dual personality kind of evil side might just decide to ally with him. It's even possible that Teach could blackmail Pudding, threatening her life or the lives of her brothers and sisters, and since Big Mom's no longer alive to protect them, this is leaving their crew at a very big disadvantage. I mean, there's not a Yonko to scare off enemies anymore, so Teach might get Pudding to help him because of that leverage. We don't know exactly how Pudding might awaken her eye, and she's also experienced a lot of different difficulties and trauma throughout her life since she was very young. And Pudding has even suffered quite a few different discriminations and evil things from adults and children, even her own mother. She's been looked down upon her entire life for simply having a third eye, which was considered by others as disgusting or freakish. And so most of her life, she's just tried to hide her third eye, causing her to hide other aspects of herself, and thus creating that second personality I mentioned just a moment ago. Big Mom's tyranny made Pudding feel like she was her mother's puppet, and she was unable to ever go against her mother's orders. Even though she suffered a lot during her childhood, she also grew up really shy and sensitive and quite frightened of others. And it's this trauma that contributes perfectly to her amazing acting abilities. She has a very strong inferiority complex regarding her third eye, and this was only exacerbated by the mocking of children when she was younger and the unkind and mean comments of her own mother. But things changed when Vinsmoke Sanji showed up, because Sanji was the first person in her life to ever say something good or positive about her third eye, and Pudding was truly moved and fell into genuine tears, showing her true personality and really prevented her from following her mother's instructions to take Sanji's life. And even though she tried to take Sanji's life even after he saved hers, while also admitting her true nature and that she had been lying to him, Sanji surmised that Pudding was just deceiving herself as much as she was trying to deceive others. Sanji's kindness and words truly touched Pudding, and she's since developed a pretty genuine romantic fixation on Sanji that is almost bordering on a personality disorder. And now she oscillates between this good and bad side at all these times, which can almost be described as an extreme form of tsundere. Her mood quickly shifts between her evil or dishonest half, in which she openly and seemingly despises Sanji, and then right over to her loving half, where she blushes and acts affectionately toward him. And this dichotomy of emotions even seems to confuse Pudding, and she even wonders aloud why she behaves the way she does after her emotions take over. Whenever she watches Sanji do something amazing, Pudding blushes quite deeply. Pudding even had that kind of Sanji-esque nosebleed after she saw him kick her brother Oven to the side, and has developed a genuine care for Sanji's interest, as she showed concern over Luffy after hearing about his fight with Katakuri, and for Chiffon when Oven threatened his life. But despite the struggle and this fight against her own different sides of personality, it was because of Charlotte Pudding's immensely good acting skills that covered up that cruel person, and also was a main part of her mother's plans to take the lives of the entire Vinsmoke family, and even trick Sanji into believing that she loved him. She was able to take advantage of Sanji's attraction to her, as well as his vulnerable state of mind when he thought that his family and friends and Zeph had been taken hostage. She was even able to trick the Straw Hats, who of course were coming to retrieve Sanji. She convinced them that she would end up setting Sanji free from his arranged marriage and even help them reunite, knowing full well that the plan was to murder him. Aside from her acting prowess, Pudding also is able to use her devil fruit to be able to see into her opponent's memories and make it all the easier to find information and ways to exploit them. But now she's on the Straw Hat side and even ensured their escape from Big Mom. And Pudding has really seemed to completely change her personality, although she does still have that dual nature. In this most recent chapter of 1064, we saw that Pudding is imprisoned in the brig on Teach's ship, but the expressions she was drawn with didn't seem like she was scared or feeling threatened. And it might be because she won't be killed, because she knows that Teach needs her. Another indication of this is that with the devious nature of her look, she might be thinking of some way to get off the ship, something that could in fact happen in the next couple chapters, because Law and Teach are currently on an island nearby fighting with all their might. Meanwhile, a couple of Law's pirates, along with his submarine, are attacking Teach's ship in an attempt to destroy it. And because Teach and his crew possess mostly devil fruits, this is going to make it impossible for them to fight in the water. This puts Law's pirates at an extremely good advantage, because most of them don't have devil fruits, so they could end up being the team that is responsible for rescuing Pudding from Teach's Teach's ship. But that may not be so easy because Teach's pirates are quite powerful. We also have the information and confirmation that Kuzan has allied himself with Teach. Now, so far he hasn't shown up, but this also means with what we saw in the cover story of 1064, he could well be sleeping on Teach's ship while everyone else is confronting Law. However, as Law's pirates are dishing out more and more damage to the Blackbeard ship, this could wake Kuzan up, and if he comes into the fray, this is going to make the fight all the more difficult. And whatever happens, Teach is not going to give up this fight, because he is fighting Law to get the information about the poneglyphs that he has in his possession. And after that, Teach will figure out a way to get Pudding to awaken her third eye, because after that, it's all about finding the last road poneglyph and then on to Laugh-Tale. And if he's able to do that, he might even manage to find the One Piece before Luffy and his crew. So this confrontation that's going on between Teach and Law could decide the fate of the world of One Piece. And if not the fate of the world, at least how our story's gonna go. But with that said, we'd love to know what you think about it now. With the devious look that I referred to earlier on Pudding's face, what do you think she's up to or knows that the other pirates don't? Next, what do you think's gonna happen between Teach and Law? We were left on a pretty good cliffhanger, so do you think he might have gotten his hands on Law and is trying to negate his powers, or do you think something else is going on? And finally, when do you think we might get to see Kuzan? And do you think he's really there on Teach's side, or maybe filing back some information to Sword? Let us know what you think about all that in the comments below. So as we wrap up today's video, I'd like to thank all of you so much for watching, especially up to the very end. Be sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like and hit that red subscribe button before you head out to take on the rest of your day. I hope to see you all in our next video, and let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.